This is the way God works, right? He doesn't do anything by himself. He's always got his team. For whatever it is that's going on, he's always got his team together. You look at, for example, we were talking about the creation in the monologue, but you could also look at the restoration. He had his team together, right? It wasn't just the prophet Joseph Smith, but it was also his family. It was also Oliver Cowdery. It was Sidney Rigdon. It was Brigham Young. It was Parley Pratt. It was Orson Pratt. It was Lyman Wright. It was, Newell K. Whitney. It was, they had a bunch of people that came together to help further and push the restoration on. God had his team. He doesn't work alone, and neither should you. When you're trying to put your life together, when you're trying to create your best life, when you're trying to produce the blessings that you want in your life, I mean, you can make it happen, but you don't do it alone. You get your team together. And that's what I was talking about in the monologue. Get your team together, include the right people. Many people don't know the specific actions they need to take. Well, that's part of the reason why we have councils in the church. We counsel together as to what we should do. There's no instruction manual on the next steps that a ward should take to meet all the challenges that they're going to meet. I mean, there's a handbook of instructions that contains general principles of how to operate. But, basically it's set up to where you have councils. So a bishop and his counselor, those three men are going to get together and they're going to counsel with each other as to how to go about leading and directing the ward. And then there's the ward council where you get other leaders from the ward together and they counsel together about how to conquer the challenges that an individual ward has and, what steps need to be taken and who needs to do what. And that's what you need to do for your life. You're looking for these blessings you want. I mean, so many singles are single, not just in the sense that they're not married, but the sense that they're trying to go about getting this marriage thing alone. And I'm telling you, you got to get the right people together. It comes a lot easier when you include a plan and get the right people together who can counsel with you. Family, friends, church leaders. And, one of the most beautiful experiences that I've had on this line, I'll share this with you, is that in a former ward, there was a ministering brother who just was excellent in this regard. Well, to back up a little bit, he started seeing me with a sense of guilt because I had been complaining to the stake president about how I'm single and I'm forgotten and nobody's doing anything for me. And the stake president decided that he would get the the stake president decided that he would get my ministering brother's rearing gear. So I guess he had a talking to with the guy. It turned out to be my elders quorum president. He was my ministering brother. Now, I don't know if that assignment was made before the stake president talked to him or after. I don't know, because the guy never saw me. He never came and visited me. But after he had that talking to, he came and started seeing me. And we had this interesting relationship where he wasn't exactly telling me what to do, but it's like, when he asked that question, you always get that question, right? About how, is there anything we can do to help? And I just looked at him and I said, if you're serious about that, and not just asking it out of habit, but if you're serious about that, I can give you something that would help. And so he said, yeah, I'm serious about it. What can I do? And I said, look, I don't know exactly how to go about this, but one of the biggest challenges that I have is I'm older and I'm single, and it doesn't look like I have any hope for how to make this thing go farther. And so, I just would like somebody to help keep me accountable for doing things, and I'd like somebody to bounce ideas off of. I'm not looking for you to tell me what to do. I'm just looking for somebody to just kind of bounce ideas off of, be a sounding board. And he thought, yeah, okay, that doesn't require any real effort on my part. So yeah, I'll do that. He didn't actually say that, but I'm sure that's what he was thinking. And as we proceeded with that, it turned out to be this really wonderful thing where, I could open up to him and, have this sounding board where I could bounce ideas off of, well, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do that. And we sit there and we talk about it a little bit. And then, I come to a decision. I would make the decision because it's my life. I'm owning my life. So I'm making the decision of what I'm going to do. And so I would make a decision of what I was going to do. And then he would hold me accountable to it. he would hold me accountable to it. So the next time he came and saw me and visited with me, he would be like, okay, so how did that work out? Now, of course, he's only seeing me once a month. So if it's something that requires accountability of greater frequency, so it's something that he needs to check up on me like a week or so later instead of a month later, then he would text me or call me and say, hey, how did this thing go? Did you do it? How did it turn out? Having that type of individual to help me along was extremely helpful in helping me to make changes that I needed to make in me to improve my dating life. And it actually worked out really great. So that's why I say you got to get your team together. You got to get people in your life. Don't do it alone. Howdy, peeps. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Join the Journey radio program. And if you did, be sure to click subscribe so you can get more clips in the future. And be sure to check out the Join the Journey radio program broadcast every Wednesday night on the Join the Journey radio network. Find more information at jointhejourneyradio.com.